Good morning. Welcome back to Dower House Farms. The boys are loving their dining al fresco this morning. We're a beef and crops farm with horses in East Cork in the south of Ireland, and we put up a video every day to help promote Irish agriculture. So if you like these videos, tractors and cattle and horses and all that crack, please press like. It helps the channel, and I'm only a couple off 2,500 subscribers, so if you try and get to 2,500 out this evening, Paddy's Day, you know, it is my, they didn't have a day after me after all, like. So yeah, I'm just gonna get silage pushed in here on the outside farm now, and go home then and ride out. We were going to go schooling, but the ground's actually gone too flipping hard, so we're going to ride out at home, and then we're going sowing corn, feed the cattle, and Dad and Big Jim are going sowing corn, and I'll go out to cattle. So let's get at it. House update, starting to look nice now. We're just waiting for him. It's nearly finished on the outside. We're just waiting for him to come and get the electricity going, Liam, and hopefully we'll be in a month or two. Just here in the yard now. All these boys are happy out. Give this a quick wash out. First lot done. This fella's going to have a roll. Pip is on guard. Good girl, Pip. Don't run out the gate with you, you don't. What a silly dog. Come on now, lad. Haven't got all day. It's a dull old morning now in East Cork this morning, but it's grand. It's dry. It's forecast to dry until Friday, so that's good. This is a horse that ran. He ran 2 weeks ago now. He might run again Sunday. He's a savage, Nick. We were going to run him last Sunday, but we gave him like 3 days off after he ran, and he put on a pile of condition. So we'll have to do a bit more work with him. But look, that's a good sign, the fact that the race took nothing out of him. He was flying home. He was probably on the day, in case any of you are trying to buy him, and we'll talk him up. He was probably a bit of an unlucky loser. Maybe. He was flying home and he was beating 2.5 lengths. So when that happens, you always say you're probably a bit unlucky. But anyway, hopefully he'll win the next day. You going to win Sunday, lad? You are? Definitely. Good man. You heard it here first. Second lot finished. Tom is having a roll. No Pippa. On Tom. I'm going to roll again. On Tom. Come here, you clown. So we're finished the horses now. Dad is taking on the load all and the seed trailer. And I'm just going to finish feeding. Here's the grub. So this is in granddaughter here now, doing a good job of covering the seed. Nice fine seed bed. Let's try and find some seed there now, man. It's trampling there. No, it shouldn't be. There it is. So, might even be a touch deep maybe. I can't find any seed. Am I looking in the wrong place? Couldn't be down any deeper than that, huh? There it is. Maybe I am looking in the wrong place. Hold on now. There. See, look, it's just it would want to be as dry as it is. This is why we didn't go planting yesterday, because we just thought it wasn't good enough. Why can't I find the seed? Oh God. There. Never down that tip, does it? Yeah. It's deep enough now. The boys are happy out grazing. So I've Dad filled up with seed there now, and I've another 2 bags on the forks. I'm going to head off on the TM Beast. Someone put in last night's comments. God, my camera's gone fair clear for some reason. Someone put in last night's comments that they wanted to see more of the TM. To that person, I think it was Dell, right? Seeing as you're such a good supporter of the channel, if you want to buy her, I'll give you a right good deal. I'll go and buy something else. I know, I'm only joking. Dad bought the TM, I'd say she was maybe a couple of months old, years ago. Oh, years ago. It's 05, so we bought it in from England, so I'd say we bought it in 06. And a lot of hours done now, so fairly trouble free, to be honest. What am I going to do now? Yeah, I have the seed ready there. Yeah, I'm going. Right, let's get on to the next job. I was finished cultivating the field that I was going to do last night. Oops. And come up and do the headlands for Dad here then. Now, it's been a bit slow starting the old TM. Not this time though. So another comment that came up, just close them up anyway, in last night's video, that we'd like to see more of the technical side of the tillage. So obviously I do a lot on the technical side of the cattle. Obviously, look, it's fairly obvious the cattle are sort of what I prefer, but the crops and the cattle together, in my view, work very well in our farm. Someone suggested that I'd be better off putting all the area into grass. It's very dark there now, is it? No, not very dark. All the area into grass and buy in our crops, and that would be more profitable. I don't think we would. And look, we wouldn't have enough sheds if we were to put all our land into landor farming into grass. We wouldn't have enough sheds or enough of anything really. So yeah, it works well for us, but say the video there now that you saw of sowing, so that machine does a lot of things together. So behind the tracks of the tractor are track radicators. The ground gets a little bit packed down by the tractor pulling the drill. They fluff that up again. Then you have a levelling board. Then you have 2 rows of discs, one facing that way and the other facing that way. They're cultivating discs, so they cultivate the ground and make it nice and fine. And then after that you have a row of tyres which consolidate the ground, make it nice and firm. And then after that you have the sowing discs, followed by another light packer wheel, and followed by covering harrow. So it's all, it levels, tills, consolidates, sows, consolidates and covers. So it's doing a lot of passes in one. That's where the term one pass came out of, say, Now that's not a one-pass, but that wouldn't be recognised as a one-pass machine, even though it is a one-pass machine. Your traditional one-pass would have been sort of a power harrow and drill combination. But so when you're creating a seed bed, especially for spring barley is very intolerant to poor seed beds. So when you're creating a seed bed, you want it fine and firm and level. So you want it fine, because if you put a little seed into the ground and you've all big clods, if you put little seed into the ground that size and you've all big clods around it, there'll be less soil seed contact, and to maximize your establishment percentage, or germination percentage I should say, which is the amount of seeds you put into the ground that actually grow and create a plant, to maximize that number you want to have as much soil as you can touching the seed to make sure it grows, because what the seed needs to grow is warmth and moisture. So it's taking the warmth out of the ground and it's taking the moisture out of the ground. So, and there's enough energy then in the little seed that when it germinates, it'll germinate and it'll push down the roots, push up a shoot, and there'll be enough energy in the seed that it'll push up the shoot until it's up far enough and it has a green tip. Then it'll be able to photosynthesize and the plant will be able to create its own energy. So that's why you need to have your seed bed good, to make sure you get maximum germination, and that's why you need it dry. That's why we weren't planting yesterday. It wasn't dry enough, and you can't till the ground good enough if it's not dry. So that's basically the rules of sowing corn. Just as I say that now, those drops on the windscreen, you wouldn't believe that, would you? I'm just going to ignore it. And back to the yard. I was just thinking there, I probably should, this is something now that I'm bad at. I'd be thinking about something driving along there in the tractor, and I'd say, oh, I'll tell everyone in the whole world about that, put it up on YouTube. Probably not a great idea until I think it through a little bit better. But anyway, I think this is a good idea. I'm going to start doing something called technical tips. So every day I'm going to give you a small little technical tip, be it some little bit of a tidbit, because I know there's we've a fairly wide viewership now at this stage, and all sort of, some people like it because of the technical, some people like it because of machinery, some people like it because of cattle, but I like the technical side of it myself. So we'll see how long now we can last with technical tidbits. And disclaimer, just because I say this is something technical and this is how it should be, that's not to say it'll work for you, it'll work for me. So disclaimer now for all the rest of my videos, do not take what I say as gospel. I'm back on my trusty chariot. So I serviced this tractor last Thursday. I gave Thursday, Friday, yeah, or was it Wednesday I think I serviced it. And I've been the only one driving it, and she has done 46 hours. So that was basically in 4 days, so it's like nearly 12 hours a day sitting up in this yacht, which is mightn't seem a lot to some people, but like when we do everything else, and I'm not used to, like, obviously there's contractors out there, people working for contractors who give all day every day sitting on tractors. I'm not really used to that. It wouldn't be my cup of tea now. I like driving tractors, but not all day every day. So I like getting work done, I'll put it that way, as opposed to driving tractors. So I've most of this field done now, about another hour and I'll be finished, just giving it the second run, and I'll go up and do the headlands then. Dad is sowing up there, just to the left of, or just where that grass field in the middle of the clump is the big grass field up in that farm, and Dad is sowing just down to the right of it, and just below the clump of trees on the left is where the shed is. So I just said I'd get out and show you this field now, this farm. Dad is farming it maybe, I don't know, 15 years maybe, but his granduncle would have been farming it before that, and it would have been just sort of a bit of a let cattle run away here, and the organic matter and everything was gone very low on it. But we're out putting dung out here a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years, and the texture of the soil is after changing so much. It's gone so black, like if the smell has improved. But if you see here now, there's like a water tower of some description, not sure what it was used for, and all across the middle of this field, see the brown line that runs the whole way across the middle of it? We think that there was like subsoil drawn in there from when they did the water tower. Where is it? There about somewhere? There? Oh yeah, in the middle, there. So we think they drew in subsoil here because in the middle of this field it's really tough. I'll show you there now, just over there, see the knobbly bits there, and it runs the whole way down across the field, and you can see the change in colour. But yeah, that's why, look, we said to give this a second run. Dim parts of this field, we've power harrowed them, we've rolled them twice, power harrowed them, we've done everything, and it's just impossible to get a crop to grow on it. Even the cover crop here, like there was a brilliant cover crop in this field now again, which there should have been because we got dung and we got subsoil, we got everything. But them spots, there was nothing grew there. So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking to myself when I was doing it there the other day, I'm going to keep firing out dung on them patches now. See, can I get it to go that nice dark black colour? So, I'm not sure did I say it already, but black soil sort of indicates high organic matter, which is what you want. Organic matter is what feeds the life in your soil. Now, if the organic matter is too high in your soil, which it is, say, in the likes of the fens in the UK, so the fens are basically drained bogs. They were drained in the 1700s, I think. They were drained and they were pumped. There may well be people watching here that know a lot better about it than me now, but they had some way of like, the fens are massive. The fens are in, I think, Cambridge, Lincolnshire, maybe Peterborough, I'm not sure. Is Peterborough even a county? I'm not sure. Around that general area, and see, you hear the tractor go back there now. That's the difference in the ground. But they like, they pumped, they did it like a dike drain system, and they pumped water out of it and kept doing so. So anyone who knows more about fens, put in the comments below. But in the fens, like, it could actually blow away there because the land, it's not that light, but it's really high organic matter, and nutrients don't bind themselves to organic matter. So if you have a clay ground, it'll have a far higher nutrient retention capacity than high organic matter soil type. So I was on the talking there now, so I was concentrating, but I'm making far wider headlands now, and I can spin around in one go. It's after speeding up the job a lot now. So to be honest, what I'm doing here now definitely doesn't need a second run. It's like pepper, but it's the middle of this field is the problem. I'm just going up the hill now, so I should die down a bit, but when I get into, I tell you now, you know yourself, when I get into heavy stuff, I let it die down. There, you hear it? Just in the heavy stuff there now. So, I get out there now and give you a look. So this stuff is the problem. It's real knobbly, real molly. Like, you just can't break it up. Although look, there's a little worm there is making it his home anyway, so it can't be too bad. But See, there isn't half the nice smell off this now, and can you see how tight it is? Look, there's no air pores, maybe a little bit, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh with it, but it's very tight ground, there's no room for air in it, and even what I've done the second time, and it's still knobbly, so I'll have to adjust the harrow there now. That's not doing a great job for some reason. This is what I did yesterday. I was doing a better job yesterday, I was going faster. Get off YouTube and drive the tractor properly. But yeah. So anyone who would be interested in like geography or topography or that sort of crack, you should look up about the fens and how they drained it. It's really interesting. They're lads that didn't say this can't be done, they're boys that said this can be done, and they did it. That field done now. I'm going to head back to the yard there now, and I must change the tips on the points on this. Fill up with diesel, fill up with that blue greaser. Take the bird poop off my windscreen. That's been there for like the last 4 days. And let's go up and cultivate headlands for that then, and then let's go do go do a bit of hire work there. There's a local farmer there wants me to cultivate 15 acres for him, so I'll try and get that done tonight. Now it'll be a late night again, but I'll get it done. Fueling again, more diesel being burnt. It's a bad sign now when I've it all greased while I'm waiting for it to fill. Been burning some diesel this week. I see some lads there have like different ways of recording diesel usage on different tractors. If any of you have a good way of doing it, put it in the comments below. I've often thought about trying to keep a log and write down what the machine was doing, and just to get a barometer of what diesel is being used and what. Is that a bit of a waste of time, or are you just better off fill it up, go and do 100 acres of one job and come back and fill it up again and see how many litres it uses? Probably as simple an option as any, but if you have a better way of doing it, put in the comments below, I'd love to hear it. Chap I was talking to there one day, he's a contractor, and he was telling me what his fuel bill for. They're big contractors now to do a lot of silage stuff. I think it wasn't for the week or the month, but it was like tens of thousands. Like, we don't use that much diesel compared to them lads, but oh my god, it was frightening. Cost of diesel is just gone ridiculous. We don't have obviously that many tractors going to burn that much diesel, but like, we'll burn the tank now this week. No, but I'll probably burn 2 tanks. You know, and it's a lot of money to fill a tank now. But anyway, that's the joy of the motoring. At least on the beef side of the house, at least now beef has gone up to where it needs to be able to sustain the cost of diesel and machinery, etc., and even buildings, to be fair. Where beef is now at the moment, you know, you could a well-run beef enterprise can be a very viable business now. Whether it's on the tillage side of the house, it's very, very hard to stack up the numbers, unfortunately, unless the government or someone are going to step in and look at the industry and try and figure out some sort of a support package or something. It's not too positive, especially now if they do put this, what's Trump on about, putting a 200% tariff on him, alcohol imported from the EU. That would have a massive bearing on our business, because we grow a lot of malt and barley, as do a lot of people in East Cork and in the main tillage growing regions in Ireland are, and a lot of tillage farmers, their main crop is malt and barley, and you have the government there wanting to expand the tillage sector in Ireland. They're going to have some job unless they step in very quick and support us. these ones, look, they all wear differently depending on where they are on the machine. So I actually never spotted this before, that the whole side was after wired, but there's one in the strap one there the same, so it's obviously after the same one. So you can see they're all worn differently. And this one then, I'm going to keep this one. Going off the middle leg. Obviously it doesn't get to wear off the tires, so that's to do with the spare if I, you know, maybe if I'm unable to do an attempt or something and just want to back away and do it like that, we can put that on. So look, it's been a bit lame, but margins are tight, so you can save every penny. Get these doors closed now. We always close up. We're going away. These roller doors are super sound, they make them very secure. Keep in mind. Drop of AdBlue now. We'll be all set for right St. Paddy's night. God be with the days. And I used to go to Paddy's Day. Oh, the Paddy's night or the night before? You know, you pull down now. That's all. Well, if that's not a content shed, a full shed of content calves now, I don't know what it is. And I've been working here I'm after filling the feeder and doing a few jobs. They're all happy out. Right, gotta go up and get these headlands done for Dad and head on then and do that bit of hire work. Back in the field now. Dad has a good bit of this at. Forgot to clear my windscreen. But he hasn't enough sack now for me to go out to headlands yet. I'll probably have to wait for a quarter of an hour. Might bring him down some seed there or something. I'll talk to him now. We'll rip out this pack on the way up anyway. This could take a couple of runs, so. Literally pushing each other up and down the field. Getting it done. Who'll catch who first? Getting closer. Nearly happened. He's going to get me here though. I'll have to reverse to turn. He'll be able to go around in one swipe. And then to keep the boot down. Or we'll just be rough out and pull around the corner just for the sake of catching him. Come on. Come on, Betsy. We can do it. meter, 4 meter. 225 horsepower. 260 horsepower. I'll run there. Excuse me, get out of the way. Pulling well clear and quite in the final furlong. I put it to this way. I have the equivalent of the getaway, and Dad had the equivalent of a donkey. Remember that now for a couple of weeks' time. That's a tip in itself. So, after all our playing now, I think I'm going to leave it there for today's video. I have to change the plan slightly now. There's a 30-acre farm there that Dad sprayed off last week. Thursday, sprayed off Thursday, today's Monday. I think it should nearly be good enough. I think I'm going to cultivate that. I'm just not 100% sure that it's dry enough yet, but well, I'll make a start on it this evening. I have to bring back this then tonight. It's going to go up the way. It's 15 miles from base, but that's going down these headlands and it's going to sow an 8-acre field then, and I'll have to go back to do them headlands. And there's 25 acres where I was cultivating earlier on in that block. I haven't got fertilizer yet, so I'm going to do that. I'll do the 2 them jobs in the morning. If the other place is dry enough, then Big Jim can finish cultivating that tomorrow. So try and get it planted before the weather breaks. And we'll be up to date with the cereal planting then, which will be super fantastic. And yeah, look, it's been it's a bank holiday weekend, and always the weekend when you're flat opened up and not complaining. I don't mind. I'd be as happy here or so anyway. Now look, I really enjoyed my couple of hours off yesterday there now with a great old party. So one of my biggest fans, Isaac, happy birthday. And yeah, so that's it now. I suppose I'm going to leave it there for today's video, I think. And with the help of God, we'll see you again tomorrow. Our house farms, I should say, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Why won't this end? Stop.